what's up, y'all? I'm sorry. I knew something was gonna act up on me, but we gonna give it a what's up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. See, we connecting. Here we go. Let's give it a second. Hey everybody, what's up? Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the couch. Welcome to the Real Life Relationship Growth Get Together podcast platform. It doesn't matter to me what you call it as long as you are here because I love you guys. I miss you guys when I'm not here. Um Looks like we may be having a little bit of a delay. Let's get caught up. Let's get caught up. I think we're good. My tech in the back is going to let me know if we. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? I am glad to be here tonight. It was another night of not being sure if I was going to make it. For those of you that may know, some may not know, my dad is going through some. So I have been back and forth to Columbus trying to my baby. So however we need to do, that's what we do. But good evening. I'm glad you guys made it tonight. I want to make sure I have everything in order. My girl Corey B is in the backdrop. Welcome to the Real Life Relationship Growth Get Together. Welcome, welcome. Glitching on Restream. Yep, I kind of see it. Hopefully it'll catch up. I'm not sure. But hey, welcome everybody. Hopefully we're going to smooth out. I see Restream is glitching a little bit. But welcome. We're going to get going. Let me stop belaboring the moment. We're going to get going. Welcome to the Real Life Relationship Growth. I'm Donna. What's up? I'm the creator of the Real Life Relationship Growth platform. We are here because our focus and goal is healthy, growing, loving relationships. I know all the time that's not the case, but that is our focus. And if we focus in on that, more than likely that's what's going to happen for us. Through the difficulties, those ups, those downs, it can work out and it can be better and it can be great. We are not here, guys. I am not here in the capacity of a professional. I am not a professional. I'm not a professional. I'm a Black woman in this world, living this life, doing the damn thing, and enjoying myself in the process. In life, I have had some ups, I have had some downs, some things that have taught me lessons, some things that I've learned to walk away from, and realize what's for me and what's not for me. So real life relationship growth, really, really quick, is not just about the male-female dynamic. It's about the entire umbrella of the family network, which starts with the male-female dynamic. So really, we think is really, really important to focus in on those things. Focus in on those things. And if we focus in on that, our children, our whether that's a blended family situation, the parents, that network, if that's good and we trickle down, it's going to work. It is going to work. So again, I am not a relationship expert. I have just lived life, and through living 52, almost 53 years, March 8th, hint, hint, March 8th, almost 53 years, I've learned some things. And I think it's important that we share with one another. Sharing is caring, right? So that means if you've experienced something and you know a young brother who's coming up and learning and trying to walk through life and you can help him out, and I am my brother's keeper. I am my brother's keeper. If you can do that and we can do that, that's what we're here for. This is the criteria for you to be a part of this family. This is a criteria. This is the criteria. Listen, listen. You ready? Adults, you have to be single, dating, married. I'm sorry, single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or widower. That is the criteria for you to be here. If you fall under any of those categories, then you, sir, ma'am, are in the right place. We are not here to tell you how to live your life. We are not here to tell you how to live your life. We are here to say, hey, did you think about this possibly? Or did you even know that? And we have to realize we have adults of all ages here. I think the youngest one that I know rocks with us week to week is I want to say she's 20. She's a young mother and she's coming up, and She has some wisdom at 20. Why? Because she listened to the older ones. So us older ones, the ones who are older, it is our duty, whether it's our child, our family member, or whatever, to say, hey, you need some help. So real life relationship growth is about giving that help and giving a leg up. So y'all know how we do every week. I used to go on by myself all the time for weeks and weeks, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. I loved it. But you know what? The more the merrier, the more the merrier. So I love it, love it, love it when I can have friends and family and people that are like minded in different aspects, and even people who aren't like minded to come on and join me when we have these discussions, right? So tonight, as usual, I have some of my people with me. Listen, I call them family now. Like they the crew. I call them the B League, and that's not anything wrong. A League, B League. It's just something that caught, and it was kind of catchy, and I kind of stuck with it. But they know I love them dearly. They know I love them dearly. So I'm gonna bring on, of course, we're gonna bring on the ladies first. Y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that means. Hold on, hold on. Let me bring my girl Rose on first. Let me bring my girl Rose on because I'm scared I'm gonna lose Rose. Hey, babe.
Hey girl, look, my phone is charged this time. I'm on a good 94%. We good.
You a 94%? Okay,
We on
okay, okay.
94% today. We rolling.
All right, all right. All right, Rose. It's good to see you, baby. Y'all,
Good to
Rose,
see
for
you
y'all
too.
that do not know, Rose is my homegirl from high school. We were in
Hmm.
Germany together. We were in Germany
Hmm.
together. So when I say sister from another mister, we're military brats together. We went to school
Hmm.
together. That's
Yeah,
my girl, Rose. All right,
yeah.
next. My girl, Miss Corey B.
Hey,
What up, Corey?
Coach Rose, how are you? Hey,
All right,
Dana.
Corey and Rose, y'all ready? Because Dawn
We
don't know this
ready.
shit. Another young lady on tonight. Her name is Dawn. I'm gonna introduce her shortly. But she don't know what we do yet, but we gonna do this real quick. Real quick. Y'all ready?
All
We
right,
ready.
Ooh, ladies
ladies
first.
first. Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Ooh.
Ladies first. Ladies first. Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. So I don't know if that's a delay just because it's a delay when we different
Uh,
places, or we just ain't caught it yet.
No, you know what? It's a delay. It's a
it's
It's
gotta
delay.
a
be.
delay. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Because I know we know that song. I know we
We
know
know
Absolutely.
that.
the song.
Ladies
Absolutely.
first. My girl Latifah.
Hmm.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, yes. All right. So we're gonna bring on uh uh my boy Mark here. We're gonna bring Mark in. Mark
What's
needs no
happening?
introduction, but we also hey Mark.
Hey,
But
Hey
Mark.
Mark.
man, listen. After that singing, look, y'all don't need to cut an album. Y'all need to cut it out. That's what y'all need to do. Y'all need to cut it out.
You know,
Always got something
if they
negative
have
to
to.
say, man.
Hey
Because he
man,
ain't
It's
got
hey,
all right. That's all right.
Listen,
mm-hmm.
it ain't all right.
we know the love he represents. We know the
All
love it
wrong.
represents.
Whatever.
We ain't
Yeah.
studying you,
What's
Mark.
happening?
Yeah. How you doing, sir? How was your day?
You know what? I can't even tell. I can't even put it into words. It was a day,
Mm.
productive slash rest. I was actually getting a little rest before I came in, but I'm ready. What's going on? What we talking about
Okay,
today?
okay. Well, we are glad you are here, Mark.
Right.
Always glad you are here. I'm trying to share this thing over here. We're always glad you're here. So, most of our usual crew is not on tonight. Some of them hang. Wait a minute. I thought I saw. Okay, okay. So some of our usual crew is not on tonight, which is perfectly fine, perfectly okay, because whoever's here needs to be here and can be here. I know some of them can't be here tonight. So if they do appear, if they pop up, I'll see them and I'll bring them on. So tonight we had two new people, y'all. We got two new people that's added to the crew tonight. That's added to the crew tonight. Now, as usual, anyone coming on new, I always ask for a little bit of bio, a little bit of background from them. And this young lady, I'm gonna bring her on first because Ladies first.
Hey.
And although we brought Mark on, we brought him on because he in the crew already. But we're gonna bring this young lady on. Let me read her. Let me bring her on, and then I'm gonna read her bio because we go way, way back. We go way, way back. Hey, Dawn.
Hey.
What's up, lady? Listen, let me tell y'all how far we go back. Dawn, how old are your twins? Dawn has twins, Nubia and
23.
Marsalis. How old are Nubia and Marsalis?
23.
Nubia and Marsalis are 23, y'all. Guess when I met Dawn? Dawn, when did we meet?
When they were 3 months.
3 months.
Wow.
3 months. You know how we met? They were my very
Child
first
care.
clients of Donna's
Really?
Loving.
Nice.
My very first.
Nice.
Donna's Loving Care. When I moved here to Georgia and got the daycare center started, this young lady right here. This young lady right here. Wait a minute. Sam referred you, right?
She did.
So Nubia and Marsalis was actually, y'all were my second family.
Yes.
That's right.
Wow.
Okay. Yup. And as usual, business turned into pleasure, meaning we are family now. Like we are family. Like Dawn, she wore a lot of hats and she still wears a lot of hats. And Dawn used to be the choreographer and a dance instructor. Cause y'all know my baby is the mom, Charisma. This young lady right here was a part of honing Charisma to her
Great.
talent. So
Because charisma
Nice.
is a
we
dance.
were instrumental in each other's lives for our, not just for our children, but for us as well as women. And that's my girl right there, y'all.
Yeah,
That's my
man.
girl
That's
right there.
crazy.
So let me read
Way back.
Dawn's intro real quick because I would be remiss to not these beautiful accolades. Dawn Looney Causey is did I say Looney or Loney? What is it, Dawn?
It's lonely, but that's all right.
Loney, Dawn Loney. My bad. And you think I should know that, right? Because I never used that name. That's okay. All right.
It's all good.
So Dawn Loney Causey is the owner of Remarkable Essence LLC, where she inspires and educates in the areas of health, wellness, and empowerment. Dawn is also the host of Remarkable Essence podcast that can be heard on Podbean and Apple Podcasts. Her social media handle is Instagram. On Instagram is remarkable underscore essence, and YouTube channel is Remarkable Essence. Yes, Don, real quick, tell us a little bit about that. Remarkable Essence. Give us a little snippet. What's that about?
Yeah. Thanks, Donna. So, Remarkable Essence, we're all about health, wellness, and empowerment for both men and women. So, my platform solely focuses on that and being able to live your whole wellness wheel, right? We talk about wellness, we talk about being whole, but are we making sure that we're embarking on all the different elements in life that makes us whole? And one of those elements is relationships, right? Relationships, finance, occupation, your career, all these different things, right? That make us up. So how do you become whole as a being? And that's part of the platform, and I try to make sure that I like to connect with people like you, and also hold seminars, workshops, various forums to be able to make sure that we're communicating that as well. So,
All right. So
Yep.
yeah, I love picking the brain of people like Miss Causey there.
Yep. And real
So I
quick,
appreciate you being on
while
set.
I'm
Sure.
here, I do have a new product line that I just launched, Remarkable Essence Candles. So,
Okay.
Remarkable Essence Candles are 100% soy, all natural candles. They also have essential oils, so different essential oils. So, just did a soft launch, but definitely follow me on Instagram and you will see everything that's coming up with the product line. So I'm excited
All
about it.
right.
What's your
Congrats.
Instagram again? What's your Instagram?
It's
one more time?
remarkable_essence.
You gonna put that in the chat for us, Corey?
Yep.
Okay. All right. All right. And Don, also, I mean, you can type in the chat as well if you want to put your information there. It may be a little bit easier to make sure we have spelling correctly and everything. Make sure the spelling is done correctly. All right, all right. But so last but not least, y'all, this gentleman right here, this gentleman. So Ed and I, this gentleman, let me bring Mr. Edward on. Mr. Hobbs. Hello, sir.
What's up?
How are you? All right.
Blessed.
Yeah. So y'all, Ed is chilling. Ed got in from work and he doing what a brother does. I ain't mad at him at all. He's relaxing and taking in the evening. Mr. Edward Hobbs. Ed and I met, wow, over a year now? Over a year ago? It had to be over a year ago. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We met over a year ago. We hung out a little bit a few times, and Ed has become one of my homeboys, y'all, and I'm become one of his homegirls. Like we hit off each other, with some topics and some things on the page or whatever. But I wanted this gentleman to be on here. I've actually wanted him to be on here several times, but conflict of time and availability or whatever. So I hit him up today, and I was like. And he was like, yeah, he good. So I'm like, yes, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. So a little bit about Mr. Hobbs. Edward Hobbs, HBC alum,
All right
25
now.
plus. What'd you say, Corey?
I said, all right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you in the house right now.
yeah.
Where you at?
I,
Where you at?
I knew that was going to
HBCU. Where'd you go?
get.
Albany State.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry to hear that. That's all right. I mean, you can't all be
so
perfect.
I hope you're not a kitty cat, are you?
Of course not.
Oh, Fort Valley.
Let me get this man intro out, and then we can do all of that. Mr. Hobbs has 25 plus years government. Is that right? Is that what that was? And
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. He said, lost in the sauce. Not a serial dater. He is single, divorced from Mississippi, and totally independent. Blue Horse Logistics LLC Transportation is his company. His platform, he says, in today's world, in today's world, is the chase really worth it? When we all, women and men, come from being nurtured by mothers and fathers, is a man less of a man if he wants to feel wanted also? Ah, yeah, I read that earlier and I hearted that thing. When I got to the bottom, I said, oh, yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I like that end part. Is a man less of a man if he wants to feel wanted also? I'm gonna answer that question. Nope. He is not less than he is not. That's one of the things, y'all, honestly, that we focus on here. The equality of love, the equality of time and attention and necessity, what's necessary for all of us. And we are all created with a need. And we were created with that need because we were created to be with each other. We were created to be there for each other. So it's natural. So when we look at men and be like, man up and da 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 da, check yourself. Check yourself. He naturally wants to get time and attention and love and all of that stuff. Y'all will send me off into something else. All right.
I was like, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. All right, y'all. So our topic tonight. So let me tell y'all, last week our topic was let that man look. If y'all missed it last week, y'all missed it. So I have to apologize because I was using a different platform last week. And Corey, you would not believe it did not record. That episode is lost. And I hate it. We had it's actually on Facebook, but for some reason, Facebook won't allow me to share it. But I'm going to find a way to get that off of Facebook, put it on the YouTube channel, because it was a great discussion. Let that man look. The gist of that, Corey, you want to share what the gist of that was? Because I do a lot of talking, and I don't like to do it all the time. And I like to let y'all Corey that right hand. So just a real quick snippet.
All right,
Corey.
I'll give you a little snippet. One of the things I was touched on,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of touched, when your man walks by you, he smacked that thing. Don't be upset. Don't be upset. That's just him expressing his love. Don't be upset.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel away. Don't back at him. I'm trying to think of another one that was said. I'm trying to get some quotes, and I can't think of any. But
where's Mark? Mark.
He's over there.
Yeah.
I'm right here. I'm listening.
Okay, but yeah, help us out a little bit, because
I mean,
like I said, I don't want to just I just don't want to kind of do the talking. But one thing that was really important last week, we listened to what the men said.
Mm-hmm.
There are times when the men say, she ain't listening, she ain't hear me. That's not what I meant, but you go ahead with that. But we asked, it was Mark and Jimmy. Like I was saying, Jimmy and his wife are professional relationship therapists. And Jimmy was on with us last week. But we asked the question to the men, like, is that true? Is that right? How you feel about that or whatever? Did you have a little snippet, Mark, of last week? Because this is gonna segue us into our topic tonight.
I guess well, ain't no guessing. It was more so about letting let that man look. I guess one of the biggest things is that as men, as hunters, we're gonna always be in observation mode, right? That doesn't mean, sometimes as men there's certain ways that we can kind of I guess shadow that away from our significant other. I guess, I don't know, I guess we came up with like a 3-second look rule in front of your girl. And do your little quick swivel like that and get it over with. And just understand that, as men, this automatically we see the essence of another woman and respect. And a lot of times, sometimes even disrespect, but sometimes when that aura walks in the room, sometimes we may take a quick glance. That's all. It doesn't mean anything really. In most cases, we just
yeah. If I may to kind of elaborate on that, we weren't okay necessarily for your man,
right,
to be looking at another woman and just and just sitting there. But the reality is, we have eyes. We're visual. If a fine woman walks in the room, I don't have a problem with being like, babe, she is gorgeous. But some women have a problem with that. So, we kind of touched on that a little bit. That's kind of where he was going, what he was talking about with that. And the 3-second rule, it was kind of a joke, but I thought we gave it 2.5, Mark. Like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, 2.5. 2.5.
And not get in trouble.
2.125 the day before.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it being Valentine's Day Eve, let's break it down to 2.15. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bring that back.
Glance,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Bring
We
that
all
down.
good.
But I'm going to find a way, y'all, to get that video. Like I said, the other platform did not record. It did not automatically go to YouTube as normal. So we can't really kind of go back to it. But tonight's topic, here we go. Oh, it's already up. Tonight's topic is she just needs. She just needs. We talked about the need of men, whether that be physical, and that physicality does not always have to lead to sex. We talked about how we as women can sometimes, I don't want to use the word train, but get our men used to certain actions, right? So if we feel like sex is a treat and we treat it like that and we give it to him when we feel like, oh, it's your birthday, here you go some. Oh, it's Valentine's Day, here's some. It's a special occasion, here's some. Then it doesn't, I don't feel, or we talked about, it doesn't put that man in a position, in a place where he feels like that's just a natural something that's going to happen. It's always got to be some basis behind it or something behind it to be able to get it. So that puts him in a position where it almost doesn't feel like a natural thing for him with his lady, with his wife, with his, it always has to be some type of stipulation behind it. And that should not be the case at all. That's why it was entitled Let That Man Look. Because usually when that man looks, after he looked and you walk by, he gonna want to touch. But that touch does not always have to turn into y'all having sex. Now, I ain't gonna lie. For me, if it does, hey, okay. But, it doesn't always have to be the case. So going into She Just Needs, we want to talk about tonight the needs of the woman, the needs of your wife, the needs of your significant other that may or may not lead into that sexual moment. I want to play this video for y'all real quick. Let's play this video. Let's go from this video. And then I may have to play it twice, y'all, because it did move a little bit fast. But I actually took some points out of it. I'm going to put some points out. So let me turn it this way and let's play this. Too fast. I'm going to do it one more time, and then I'll just kind of read off of what it was. We still seeing a lag on Restream. We still seeing a lag on Restream, y'all. Corey, is it chopping up a bit?
We good. We good. Just keep rolling. I see it. I see us. We good.
All right. So, okay. I'm sorry. Hey, the chat coming in. We see some people in the chat. Kevin is here. Is Kevin here?
Mm-hmm. And
Okay. Hello, sirs. All right. It said, because it rolled a little fast, Prince's treatment doesn't mean he buys me whatever I want. It means he listens, he protects, he leads, he is humble, he communicates, he doesn't let me go to sleep crying or upset. He doesn't make me feel like I'm hard to love. He is my peace in chaos and my home. My peace in chaos and my home. All right, ladies. So, Miss Rose. Miss Rose. Did we lose Rose?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, you're in transition.
Girl, I'll be on the move. I had to come get my daughter. Yeah.
Rose cannot sit still for nothing. For
Right.
I'll be on the move.
Rose was in the house.
I'll be on the move.
In the car,
On the move.
in the club, at the mall.
Everywhere. I'm everywhere.
all within the hour.
All right. So Rose, when you saw that video, or you're reading the statements or you listen to the statements, how much do you agree with that as a woman? How much do you agree with that? She just needs
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to look different for different women, on different levels. I think where women maybe need more of when it comes to their man is from an intellectual, emotional side. We want to be I don't want you to hear what I'm saying. I want you to understand what I'm saying. And I don't want you to look at me. I want you to see me. I want you to understand that what I'm telling you and how it affects me. And then I want you to kind of, it's hard sometimes, the concept is always that, oh, men aren't as emotional as women, women deal more with their feelings and, men are more physical. And so that's just kind of the viewpoint that they come from. But I think from a woman's standpoint, the intellectual part, because that's what I got from that video. That was emotional, intellectual, understand where I'm coming from, understand how this affects me, and then in turn, how that's going to affect how I treat you, speak to you, deal with you. So I think that is absolutely true. I completely agree with that.
Okay. Okay. Dawn, what you got? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I was thinking, like Rose was saying, it depends on the relationship if you have. One thing I read today earlier was about some people being in a transactional relationship, whereas
Mhm.
you give me, then you get, like you just said. Well, you get, yeah, you get this on your birthday, Christmas, special holidays, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes. Again, though, is it because I need something? Like tomorrow, you said, okay, it's Valentine's Day, so if I don't get the roses, the card, the candy, I don't go to dinner. But say he maybe wash my car or put gas in my car or whatever, did the grocery shopping. I think it depends on what type of relationship and what type of, some people say now, love language that you have,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then being able to communicate that, because especially if you're going from one relationship to another. Now I could just talk about myself. I can't talk about other folk, but sometimes you try to compare, right, that previous relationship with the relationship that you have in the future,
Mhm.
or that's your present, and to where it's like, okay, well, this person might have did this, that, and the other. Are you trying to have that person check boxes? you know and so this person that in the video, it seems like she really went in depth with. And so I don't know the nature of the relationship. Sounds like they might be married, they might have been together for a while. So she really understands, like, this person, how they move me or how they motivate me or what makes me tick, as an
Mhm.
individual.
Mhm.
But my thing is, if the person doesn't truly understand how they want to be loved, then how can you convey that light, or how can you convey that energy to the person that you want them to love you that way?
Mhm.
They don't read our minds. We
Right.
think sometimes they do, but they don't. So
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I've heard all of
Sometimes
that.
we want them to, but that's not
Yeah, you can
realistic.
say you communicate, but then if you communicate and it's how you come across, same with us. Um, Again, the delivery is gonna be in the message, right? On how things are perceived.
Mhm.
And we've seen that go a different way. So I think there was a lot said in that whole video and statement. But if you start breaking it down, it's talking about the respect, or talking about the open communication, or talking about, that emotional, like, I think Rose said, or intellectual connection. What type of person are you? What is kind of your language? What are you looking
Right.
for?
Right. Okay. 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 Appreciate that. Appreciate
I
that.
need sex. I mean, I like sex. I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
Girl,
I'm a physical. Some
y-
people are not. They be like, girl, I could go weeks or months without sex. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
what is
So
wrong with you?
that part, I don't know. It's a different strokes for different folks. Pun
Mhm.
intended.
I was thinking it. I was thinking it.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's enough given yet in the discussion to kind of bring the men's thoughts in, but I want to ask them before we keep going. Either you gentlemen. All right, Ed. All right. Go ahead, sir. I'm with you.
So I'm gonna always be devil's advocate,
Uh-huh.
right? So
That's why I like you so much. Go ahead.
what was the first top part of that meme or that video? What was the
Are
first
you
word of it?
when it
Well,
says princess treatment or
Okay,
the
stop
story?
right there. Stop right there. Stop right there.
Okay.
Okay. So we as a race, black, white, Mexican, indifferent, whatever, we don't know what the hell a princess is. Because we ain't never seen no princess or king or queen treatment. Because we didn't come from African descent. We didn't come from that kind of treatment. So how do we know what that treatment is? How can, and I know it's just a video, but
Right.
how can you say princess treatment when you've never went there or never
Mhm.
had that treatment? So that would be my first, that would be my first killer with that one right there. What is a princess? Tell me what a princess is. How is a princess supposed to be treated? Have you seen princess treatment? I'm just wondering.
What you got, Mark? I see you sitting up.
Oh no, I was just gonna ready to say. I mean, I guess for me, what I saw that video is just an example. If it's coming from a woman, all those things, that the way it was laid out, it just seemed like those are two for the fellas out there. That's just another example of where protection and provision is shown. You know what I'm saying? Those things are some of the things I would probably say that most women would feel that they would need in the provision and the protection. And sometimes we look at that as being monetarily and not being those little things that was shown in that video. That's all I have for that. That's my look.
Okay.
But
So
naturally, as a man growing up in a home, you learn those things from your elders on how to visually look and see how your grandfather treated your grandmother. Visually look and see how your father treated your mother, or if you visually look and see how hard your mother worked, how hard your father worked. You learn, those are things that are learned from, hey, open the door. Hey, do this, do this. Or just so on and so forth, because we look at it, no one in actuality, no one teaches us how to be in a relationship. I don't even believe in relationship experts. I don't care what they call themselves, because I don't care what college you go to. You're not going to see a topic say relationship expert. You're not going to see a degree say relationship expert. Only relationship expert I got is the Bible. That's it, point blank. And I just go ahead.
No.
Go
So I
ahead.
was gonna say, I saw some of those things I learned behavior, but let's just be honest. A lot of this stuff is in the DNA, right? We don't always have to see a lot. Sometimes it's that thing that hits you, right? And certain lessons we learn through actions, but some lessons we learn that are innately in us. It's similar to like certain traces of, like, let's say for instance, even bad behavior, such as let's say alcoholism, right? Nobody learned how to drink, but guess what happens? Sometimes those things are passed down, right? So there are certain things as black
But what's
people.
the percentage of that? What's the percentage of that? My dad was an alcoholic. It
Okay,
wasn't
so
passed down to me.
I understand that, but everything that one, we do realize there's no absolutes in life, right? We know sometimes there are things that skip generations. As far as percentages, that's something we can't put out. But what we can say is that there are certain things that we do that model our own parents, right? There's certain mannerisms that my father, right? My father was deceased. I never learned anything from him. But guess what? My aunt says, you know what? You do just that just like your father, right? Or you stand just like your father. So again, I just believe that to a certain extent, we know, but you just gotta have knowledge yourself to understand what it looks like.
So if I can touch on the princess treatment part, and Ed, I get what you're saying. We haven't necessarily seen those examples and know what that looks like, because we don't come from necessarily royalty. You know what I mean? We didn't grow up. So I took that as when it said princess treatment. I guess it would be, excuse me, the stereotype of what princess treatment, what a princess would be treated like. So let's go into maybe, excuse me, I'm sorry. For example, a Disney movie, right? And we have the princess, and the princess is, she's being served, and her every needs are taken care of, and all of these things that go with what a princess would look like. So when I think of princess treatment, I think of just having everything I need taken care of. Everything I need taken care of. Doesn't mean making, and like she said, it doesn't mean that you're getting everything you want or he's buying everything or whatever she wants. It just means treating her like the list said. And Mark made the point. It's all the almost all the factors of what women look like and desire and need and want to receive from their men. So that's what the princess statement looked like for me. Corey, what's your thought on the princess statement?
So
Princess treatment.
I agree, because I think you said Ed.
Uh-huh.
I believe
Ed.
he had a point, kind of like, how do we, if we don't have a baseline, how do we know that this is what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But let's be honest, if that's the case, then nobody gets princess treatment, because if we really saw what that looked like, we can't afford to be treated that way. I think about Coming to America, when they were playing and the windows, the curtains open, and there was somebody washing. I guess I see where he's coming from. But I think you're right. I think these are things that we created, like the whole idea, oh, this person's a princess. Oh, she's a princess. If you ask me, I would tell you I'm a princess. Yeah, I want what I want when I want it. I don't want you to tell me no. I'm kind of spoiled a little bit. You know what I
So
mean?
that sound like spoiled. Ain't no goddamn princess shit. You talking about?
yeah, Corey, I think you're throwing off the princess.
But you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like, that's my idea of it. Now, if you ask somebody else, what's princess treatment mean? They might give you something else. So I think that it is something that we kind of coined. But if I'm looking at what was listed, I think that is a man meeting the needs. And there was nothing on there that said anything about money. But I think he's for meeting her needs holistically. If that's the I don't know if that's the right word to say, but it's a mental, emotional kind of love. I mean, I would think that that's love or provision. And like you said, it's provision.
Ed, can
Yeah.
you do us a favor and mute until you come back on, please?
Oh, it had kicked me out. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I got you back in.
Okay.
Got you back in. Okay.
Yeah, I think that he is meeting her needs on a much deeper level. I wouldn't even call it princess treatment. I would just call it love.
Yeah.
I got something on that.
Okay.
So the whole thing about learning or not seeing something or whatever, I feel like there are things that are learned. I think that there are things that you apply because it made you feel a certain way. And I think when you say, I like the way that made me feel, or I don't like the way that made me feel, that kind of gets put into this box for you, for yourself, that says, hey, I like the way I felt, and I feel I deserve that for me. So when it comes to princess treatment, my princess treatment may be different than Corey's, right? My princess treatment may be how you speak to me, how you greet me. Do you see me as a person or an object? Like, when it comes to those kinds of things, those are learned behaviors. Those are things that you have been exposed to that give you kind of a viewpoint of, do I like it or do I not? Did it make me feel bad or good, excellent, great? What does it make me feel like? Did it make me look at myself in a bad way? And so I think that's where your definition of what princess treatment is, because it's personal to you. It's about what you want, what you need. My needs may be different from every single one of yours, right? We may have basic, foundational things that are the same, but when it comes to specific, unique things that may set us off or calm us down, I think that's the princess treatment for each of us. So I think that does exist. I think it just exists based off of what you learned from whatever you were exposed to.
Or how you feel.
Exactly.
It's a feeling, right? Because anybody can tell you that you're a princess, but if they don't treat you and you don't feel that way,
that's right.
So it's all in the feeling. But here's the thing: it's so funny when we say princess treatment. There are things from the, like you say, learned behavior. So let's just say, for instance, we're watching whatever show, and it shows how a princess is supposed to be, then we adapt those feelings for ourselves, like you say before, right? It's a statement of elevation or being elevated above the norm, right? So I would probably say, like, say for instance, I feel like I am a king because I go out and I conquer the things that I need to conquer for me is to provide for myself as a man, right? And how I treat women and how I treat my mother and how I treat. So that's some king shit. You see what I'm saying? And you know eternally what's right and wrong without certain things. You know what's right and wrong without people telling us. Right. All that is about feeling what you feel. Yes, it can be personal, and some of the things we can learn, but a lot of that comes from how we feel within inside. That's why we got to understand who we are as an individual. You got to understand knowledge yourself. If you don't know that, then none of this shit ain't gonna make sense.
And I got to say, Dawn said something really pertinent as well earlier. She said it's kind of like your love language, because just like you were saying, somebody can tell you you're a princess all day, and that'd be great. But if they're not showing you, that's something else. But they might be showing you. I just don't I don't recognize it because that's not what I need. You know what I'm saying? You might want to shower me with gifts, but I just need your time. I don't need the gifts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Dawn.
No, I was just gonna say, I think somebody mentioned about growing up and your upbringing, right? And whether or not, say for instance, if you had a father and they took you to the father-daughter dance, right? Or what about fatherless daughters? Or, and maybe, some women, their perception of princess might be the Disney princess that we're talking about. But then again, I think a lot of people are talking about, what did you see? How did your grandparents, if you had them around, how did you see them treat each other? Or if you had your parents around, maybe you grew up in a single parent family. So your perception could be totally different, right? And again, we're using this word princess, but what's the true meaning of a princess, right?
Right.
You're an heir. That means you have something that you're about to embark upon, because ultimately that's the level I'm gonna be at. I'm a princess, and then I'm gonna be a king. I'm gonna be a queen, or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, again, going back to how you want to be treated as an individual, and I think a lot of you all already said this, is going to be down to how the relationships or things that you've been exposed to, even as a child, as a teenager growing up, that has an impact, that has emphasis. So this individual, that's why I said when we watched the video, it's like, who is this person? How, what type of relationship? What's their perspective? Because you can tell me all these things, but that might not apply to me. And I think Rose
might not apply.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes I think media or society tries to dictate this is what it's supposed to be like. And people, they're warped because that is their perception. Oh, girl, he need to do this, and if he don't do that, then you need to kick him to the curb. But then why all of y'all out here single, and you talking about there ain't no good men out here, really?
That's right.
Well, I'm gonna ask, and I'm gonna ask this question because it was asked upon me as a black man that has been to counseling, just to wonder, what was going on with me when I was envisioning myself. Okay, the question that was asked to me that I will ask the group is, have you ever been loved properly? Have you ever been loved properly outside of your parents by a man, or, for the men and women? That's why I said everybody. By a man or a woman, did you know you were being loved properly? And what did you look at love as? And when I see that video, I don't see princess treatment. I see that's a way of loving your woman, and doing it naturally, just without. I could give a damn about a Valentine's Day because St. Valentine's was a damn child molester. For people that didn't know, and Valentine represents a devil. So every day is a Valentine's Day for my woman. Personally, it shouldn't be it's Christmas, or it's this, or it's that. No, if you're loving your woman properly, every day is going to be a Valentine's Day. So that will have to be the first question we will have to delve into when we're looking at per se a video like that, or just for being on the topic, have you ever been loved properly? And
So
did you know you were being loved properly?
yeah, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna start responding to that. But let me say this. Let's do this. Let's take Prince's treatment. Let's take that first bold statement. Let's take it off the table. Let's take it away. Even if we reversed it, if we were talking about the men, and they say treat me like a king, he want to be treated like a king. Let's take that off. Let's just look at the general statements underneath that cover a plethora of what I already know women as a whole desire and want. Can we agree with that, ladies?
Mm-hmm.
What's that? I'm sorry. What are y'all agreeing on? I'm sorry.
The statements underneath. Taking that first part off. The statements. It means he listens, he protects, he leads, he is humble. All of those things. All of those things. We can agree that with, if not all the statements, but it's some of the statements based off of individuality, those statements there are good statements. They're good options. Ladies, do y'all agree?
Yes.
Okay. So based off of, so I would say for me, the answer to your question is being loved properly would be up to what I look at and what I would think I need and what I know what I need and I desire. So that man who was trying to love me and I felt like he was not loving me properly, that's just based on like we talked about earlier, our needs, our needs and what we want for ourselves. So I have been married, I have been divorced, right? I'm out of those marriages because I did not feel like I was being loved properly. And it's it's obvious that they obviously, well, that they may have felt that they weren't being loved properly either, right? So when we talk about being loved properly, we're looking at the needs of ourselves, the things that we need and the things that we desire for ourselves and the things that we want. And I honestly do not believe that a person is going to come gift wrapped, completely, totally ready for all of that and knowing what that looks like. Knowing what that looks like. That's why last week's topic that did not, it seemed like it gravitated around sex, but it didn't. It went as a whole to men even saying, like Mark said and like Jimmy said last week, we want to be loved and touched and caressed and talked to, and men want and fondled, and it doesn't have to lead to sex. Men want
And pulled. And pulled.
and pulled.
Pull that thing, baby. Pull that thing.
Because those are actions of affection. Those are actions of intimacy. Right. If I had one, Mark, those are acts of affection. So, which is why we're here tonight with this topic. She just needs, because the point is, we want there to be an understanding between men and women. And if it's my man and I'm his woman, I need him to understand what she needs. And it may not look like what he understands or what he knows. But I saw a video yesterday and the gentleman was saying that's when the work starts in a marriage. If your spouse asks you for something that you have no clue on how to do, guess what your job is? Learn how to do it. Because that's your spouse.
But that shit should be learned well before you get married, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, this is the thing. How can the general? I get what you're saying. Right. There are things that we need, like you said, innately need that are in us, right, and ways and behaviors. But guess what? My first husband did not desire the same things as my second husband. So even though I felt like I was doing certain things right, or they felt like they were doing certain things right, What's good for one ain't necessarily good for the other, which means I had to learn this brother and realize, Mark, you want to be pulled, but the other one might want it to be pushed.
Well, you're gonna pull it on the first, you're gonna pull it on the second date, so we already gonna have that established.
But it sounds like there's sometimes a checklist, right? Like, are you looking for a checklist? Like, you can't go into a relationship. I guess sometimes you say they have the list. Like, I remember, right, when first dating and this, that, and other, you had the list. He had to be 6 feet and this nice smile or wear these type of clothes, whatever, right? Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? At some point, you have a list. Over time, you realize, guess what?
I need a beard, baby.
You better learn how to compromise because you're not gonna get that whole list.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Every woman I even date or encounter, I tell them, pussy doesn't fascinate me as a man. It doesn't, because I've seen it all throughout my lifestyle. All kinds of it. You know what I'm saying? So if you want,
I'm just curious.
I could tell y'all some women some things about y'all body that y'all don't even know. That'll blow y'all, but that'll blow y'all mind, and it'll have y'all going and looking like, what the hell did he just say? But nevertheless, I say that the pussy doesn't fascinate me because as growing up, going through college, high school, playing on a professional level ball, I've seen it all. So at my age now, at 51, soon to be 52, you got to come with that intellectual mind and that heart. And if neither one of them connect and tells me, damn, she all right, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? Because I just like in us, we can get it when we can't get nothing else.
Right. And that,
I second that. I second as the only the other man on this for the women. I second that notion. Let me explain. When you've had enough practice, I'm not just saying proudly, but you have enough practice and enough love joy in your lap. It doesn't, it doesn't have its luster like it used to.
Right.
Luster like it used to.
Well, let me speak as a woman on this platform, on this panel, because she just means I can agree with y'all wholeheartedly, gentlemen.
Right.
But I'm agreeing on the other side of it.
Okay.
Like, and for men, let me say this. For men, sexual. For women, this is how we go, right? Okay. Men, sexual. Women, his wallet. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? How it goes in that aspect. You looking at a man's how much he can get, how much he got, da. So let's put that on that perspective for us. I'm just gonna take the lead that this could. You need to have a job, of course. You got to bring us some income, but throwing your money around, what you got, what you drive, what you this, what you that, I gives a damn. Means nothing.
It could go away at any time.
That's right.
If you don't make me feel,
all right. Go
ahead. Say Don.
No, I was just gonna say though, but look at where I think if you look around this room, where everybody is in their life, right? Like where you are, maybe what have you accomplished, what have you built, all of these different things. And I see some people say, we say emotional and intellectual. Okay, now if you talk to a 20, you talking to 30-year-olds, are they even thinking about that? Oh yes, I want somebody that's intellectual and no,
Don, you in my head. You in my head. Because I was getting ready to go there. My
daughter, I mean, she's 23, right? She's dating. But, it's kind of like, okay, so if he can't take care of you, can you take care of yourself?
They don't think about that.
Let me tell you where I was getting ready to go with that when it comes to younger. Because you're right. Everyone on this panel tonight, we're all in the same age bracket. I think Corey may be the younger of the crew.
I'm old. See what I'm drinking?
What you
Miller
drinking?
Lite. Miller Lite.
I'm old. I'm not going to disclose my age.
So backing up a little bit to the younger age group, the younger age category, because I think it still applies where it applies. Let that man look, younger man,
Okay.
still trying to understand himself, his needs, and how important it is for the young lady that he's dating or even married to at a young age understands what he needs. Now we're here talking about the women, just what she needs, what she needs, and that need. And like Mark made a point, you got to know this stuff before. You got to know that stuff. Hello, sir.
This is the peanut gallery. I told him he needed to come in because he got some good feedback.
Okay. You got to give us a little introduction.
Hey, but you know what? I kind of want to just touch one thing. You guys want to touch? I want to just, this for the ladies, just some information about the leading of the wallet. I want to kind of touch that for a second, right? Because you guys said a lot of guys lead from the wallet. Understand this. That's all that a lot of guys have, right? Anytime a man leaves with his wallet, ladies, that simply means he don't know what else to say. He don't have that charm,
Right.
those things to actually draw you in outside of the wallet. And fellas, guess what? Leading with the wallet does not work anymore. Most of the women nowadays got their own paper, right?
And so they do. They do
already papered up. So now you got to come.
Yeah.
But not even that they do.
Well, Donna, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this.
But that's not the point of that. But wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let me address that real quick. That's not the point of that.
I'm not saying that's the point. That wasn't the point. The point I'm saying is I'm letting the fellas know leading with the wallet doesn't work because most women already have their things.
Yeah.
That's it.
But this is why I'm saying that's not the point. This is why I'm saying that's not the point. Even
point, though.
The women that have their own,
Go ahead.
Even the women that have their own are still needing and wanting a man who can check this box off.
Yeah,
but not all.
Some but not all.
I'm gonna agree to disagree with you on that.
I think it depends on, again, going back to the age group that you're talking about too, because some are still trying to get established, right?
What you mean? When you say some or what? I'm sorry.
Some women are trying to get established. So you say the money doesn't talk. The money may do some talking. That's all I'm saying.
So when you say okay, I want to take your pulse for a minute. When you say most women, some women are getting established, what age range are you saying? I'm just curious. What age range are you thinking?
I think nowadays it just depends on where you are. Everybody's at different paths, different walks. We assume everybody, say for instance, that might be watching this, is to where they want to be. Whether it's
no. I'm gonna touch on what Mark said.
Hold on one second. No. I just want to ask. This is from my own understanding, right? Because I'm just getting a pulse for what you see, right? So from your perspective, from your view, do you think, like, what age group of women do you think that there are as established? Because women are getting papered up really early now. Really early.
That doesn't mean.
No. Okay. I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything. We just having a discussion that most women are established a lot earlier than before. That's it.
So Mark, you know what I hear a lot? Us that's in the 50 and older group.
Right.
Women that's in the 50 and older group that's established, that have their own, guess what? I've heard this from a lot of women. They don't want no goddamn man. They just want to fuck and go home and call it that. And you know what? It's sad. It's not sad, but a lot of us that want relationships, when you meet women like that, that's giving it up on the first and second, giving it up on the first and second date. Shit, what I need to have a woman at home for when I can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, what you doing? You boy, come through."
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this. Let me tell you why. And I know we can't speak for everybody, but I'm gonna speak for the majority. I will guarantee y'all that those women that Ed is talking about, and those categories that just they got their stuff, they got their paper, they got their houses, their cars, or they whatever, and they all they want to do is have sex and go because they don't want to be bothered. I just use that word. They don't want to be bothered. You know why they don't want to be bothered? Because them getting to those levels, the majority of the time, they had to deal with negativity. They had to deal with mistreatment. They had to deal with that brother being either intimidated in some type of way. And I don't care about them saying, man, I'm not intimidated by you. Okay, let's use another word. I'm coming up. I'm trying to do some work. I'm getting myself established. I'm building my business. I'm building my profession or whatever it is. And if that brother feels like he's being left behind, he gonna make you feel like you a problem. And then when you get to that point, it's not that they don't want it. Ed and Mark, Dog, and Don, tell me your man's name again.
Mike.
Mike. Hey, Mike. And Mike ain't said a word. He was like, "Let me put me in that one." I don't know.
Oh, he waiting his turn. Trust. He got
Yeah,
something to
I
say.
got you. It's not necessarily that that's all they want. It's that there's a battle sometimes in being able to get what you need and get what you want when you get to that point. So
we understand that.
Yeah, I truly believe again how we started out. We were created to need one another. I don't care what a woman. I don't need no man. I don't want no. I don't need no. You hurt. That's why you saying that. That's why you saying that. Mark, you said there are things that are just innately in us, right?
That's a
There you
protective.
go. There
That's
you
a
go.
protective.
So if
of
all she
guarding.
want to do is go out to eat, screw, you go home, you ain't spending the night, you stand, that chick upset, hurt, angry, mad, dealing with something that she need to sit on somebody's couch.
I don't want to spend the night. Then go home. Pack your bag, go home.
That woman that
Come on, Mike. What you got, Mike?
the woman that was probably just on some physical, she was probably going home to a broken marriage or a broken relationship.
Yeah.
There you go.
For every one man, there's 7 women in the world. So if you do the math, because we got the ugly dude, the gay dude, and all that, mathematically, if she has somebody and she's really that business about it, because women are emotional. And if you hit that spot, it get totally different.
That's
different.
Right.
From 8 to 88, blind, crippled, and crazy.
That's
so
right.
let me tell you something.
Yugoslavia.
You
know what I mean? So mine is a little different. I understand what relationships are. My thing is the word princess. We all adults. A princess is a relationship between a king and his child.
Preach.
A king and his child.
Preach.
So you coming to me as a king, I got a 30-year-old baby. I'm not going to deal with a woman that's on a 30-year-old mentality.
Thank you.
I don't shop at Walmart. I don't shop at Walmart for no woman. I shop at Macy's. We're going to go to Louis Vuitton. We're going to go to the premier stores for the quality of the woman that I choose.
Quality.
So the women has the same option. If you got on Payless shoes trying to be in the red bottom section, it's not really going to add up. The number game don't work. So a lot of the boundaries that we put on this word princess and all the ideologies that come behind that goes back to the slave cabin. But I don't think we got those minutes.
Nah, we don't. We appreciate that, Mike, but we don't have those minutes. But remember, we took that off the table, Mike. I know you came in a little bit late, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your perspective and your thoughts. But
I
again,
was
y'all,
hustling in the back. I was
hustling. You was ear hustling. I can tell, Mike.
Now what I will say is one thing from a man that I would say to any woman: take the prerequisites off the table and learn the man. If you don't learn the man, go ahead.
I got to pause you, Ed.
Go ahead.
Last week. I got to pause you, Ed. And
Okay.
not that
Okay.
you're wrong, Ed. Not that you're wrong. Not
Hmm.
that you're wrong. But I want us to stick with the context of tonight because we
Okay.
did that last week. To be fair,
I missed out.
again, I know. Again, I'm not disagreeing with you, Ed, because we're gonna do this again. I'm not agreeing with you, Ed, but I want us to stick with the context of tonight because last
Hmm.
week, I'm telling you, brothers, we heard y'all, we saw y'all, we were listening. And ladies out in real life relationship growth world, YouTube land, Facebook, all it, we heard them. We were listening. And what that means is, sis, up your game. If your man is having a problem and he can't be physical the way he needs to be, remember, don't have to lead to sex. But if he can't be physical with you the way he needs to be, up your game. Now, context of tonight, she just needs taking
Hmm.
off the table the princess treatment statement. We covering. I'm covering it up with my hand. We don't even see that. We don't even see that. Okay? What we're talking about is, sirs, we need y'all to understand because we're not built like y'all, because we don't necessarily hear and receive the way y'all do, we need y'all to understand how important it is for y'all to listen when we're talking, for y'all
Hmm.
to help us to feel protected, for y'all to be humble in those moments where I'm having a moment, whether that menopause is hitting me or even younger age, dealing with the differences and the changes of the body and the chemical imbalance that make us sometimes act what y'all call crazy. And to take a moment to understand she just needs. He just needs a moment to cry and be a little upset and not say and not be told, what's wrong with you? You just want things your way. You just don't want to listen, or you just this and you just that. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So I just wanted to kind of pull it back a little bit. Because I get you, Ed, and I'm gonna tell you, I agree with you. A lot of breakdown in relationships is because we're not, man or female, we're not listening to each other. We're listening to respond and we're not listening to understand. Don made that point earlier about that understanding. Go ahead, Don.
Now, I was just going to say that I think what part of that is you're peeling back some layers, right? Because some women aren't even there to where you're saying, because it takes active listening on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for us to say, I want, or I need. We're talking about I need, right? But my thing is, what about what type of energy you're conveying to reciprocate that need?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if you're emotional, you're right. The whole menopause thing, that's a whole nother topic, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You
That
cold
requires
today, you
patience.
hot, you want it
It
today, you
requires
don't.
patience. That's
That's
something
a
that
whole
brothers
different
don't give.
thing. But as a
Yeah.
species, as a woman, as a female species, we are more emotional, and we can be that. But that does not negate that men have emotions too, right? Men have feelings too. They might not convey them like we do, but I think it's twofold, and I think sometimes that's where I'm saying this just for me because this is what I've been learning for myself, is that we get caught up in those needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
get caught up in, well, and I think it goes back to that transactional relationship. Well, you did this, well, I had to take the trash out, so yeah, I got a whole attitude, whatever, you know.
So I'm gonna say this. I know y'all need. The only thing we got a problem with is with most men. Y'all just make it simple and plain for us, okay? All the details and the extra, the blah 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 blah, and then you get to the point.
But what you're asking,
Hold on, let
but
me
what
finish.
Mark,
Hold
what
on
you're
now.
asking,
See.
but
Talking
what,
straight
yeah,
lines.
but
Just
Mark, what
talking
you're
straight
asking,
lines, not in
what you're,
circles.
Right.
Just talking in
That's
straight
the
lines.
so listen, we understand y'all need, and guess what? A man that loves is gonna give you what you need. Just get to the goddamn point. Is my point.
Exactly.
But sometimes that's
there
the
you go.
problem.
My man.
Sometimes we don't
My
want
man.
to tell you how
Vinny
to move.
Mandela.
We want you to know us to understand us, to get to know me
We wouldn't
enough.
be this far
So
in
if
the
you know I'm
relationship if
moving
I
a
ain't know
certain
you,
way
baby girl.
and that ain't right, if you know I'm moving a certain way and it ain't quite right, I ain't quite myself, you should know me enough to know this is what she needs from me. Let me give her this. If I gotta sit down and write a list for you on what to do and how to do it and what, that's exactly
That ain't what he
the
said.
That
young
ain't what
man was
I'm
We
saying.
saying.
we could we could
That
we
ain't
could
what
give
he
y'all
said.
what y'all need and want, and y'all still gonna go the other direction sometimes.
But guess
I've
what
learned
though,
that. I've
gentlemen?
learned
Guess,
that.
Now
I
you
but
learned that
gentlemen,
in
guess what?
if you
But
want to
gentlemen,
coach, you
guess
gotta
what?
be coachable.
and be
Gentlemen,
like,
If
guess
you
God
want
what?
to be
damn, this
coachable, you gotta
difficult.
be coachable.
I agree. I agree being coachable, but gentlemen, guess what? This is when we're talking about she just needs. So if she's being difficult, right? What we need y'all to understand,
We
what
need
looks
y'all.
difficult to y'all may be a frustration for us. We may be dealing with something that we can't really express because just as confused as y'all are, please trust and believe.
But aren't we
We
partners?
hold on. Just as confused as y'all are, please trust and believe. Some of the changes that we deal with and we go through, we just as confused. And sometimes it comes out in a way where the frustration, I got you, Corey, the frustration takes over and the
But isn't
lack of
that
patience from our
consistency?
men
So
is
But
what
you don't
makes
have
that
to be
worse. Hold on,
consistent in
hold
a
on,
so
Corey.
relationship
Go
if
ahead,
you
Corey.
messed up.
Go ahead, Corey.
so
So
go ahead.
hold on, Ed. Go ahead, Corey.
Well, y'all want us to talk straight. Here it is.
Okay,
You
thank
can't
you.
handle it. Because when we do, you being masculine, you being bossy, you're not my mom. So now I got to dance around so that you're comfortable. But I'm tired of dancing. When I tell you exactly what I want, how I want it, you'll say, "No, you can tell me what to do, but not how to do it." Okay, I get it. So let me figure out how to dance around your sensibilities so that you are now comfortable.
Ooh.
Get get
I'm gonna give y'all a book to read if y'all can
She's
ever
right.
find it,
She's
and I promise you, Eddie Long rest his soul. I know don't nobody want to hear that name, but he wrote a book, and it's called "What Every Woman Wants and What a Man Needs." And out of that book, I gained a lot of knowledge on just relationship wise. My grandfather, he taught me something very valuable that I never knew I would experience. He told me he doesn't worry about my grandma. He didn't never worry about my grandmother when she passed that stop sign because he wasn't gonna stretch himself. And he told me when a woman stops making love to you, when she gives you excuses that she don't want to do this or don't want to do that, it's time for you to figure out another plan and move on. And it hit me in my second marriage. I thought money was good, bills paid, cars, we good. We living the best life. But me as a man, I'm all over the country, flying, doing my job. Not doing nothing wrong, not doing no cheating. But my woman at home wasn't sexing me, wasn't really talking to me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But all in all, when she stopped doing all that, she found solace somewhere else outside the relationship. And that led to me ultimately saying, okay, you can go ahead. I'm going to divorce you. But learning those habits, and I said, if I ever was to be married again or get married again, these damn cell phones we own and all that shit, we're going to go back to the Andy Griffin day. We're going to goddamn sit down at that table. We're going to have dinner. We're going to talk. We're going to get it out before we get in bed. And that's the done deal. Because if you don't do it, if you don't find ways to rekindle things when you at that shipwreck phase per se, when the honeymoon phase you up here in the honeymoon phase, but when it bottoms out to that shipwreck phase, what do when the nuts and bolts of the relationship hit each other? And I I tell a woman or a woman, you got to talk to me. It's your job to make me talk because us as men, we're not going to talk to you because we're lions. We strong. We try to solve issues ourselves. And if you do not allow me to talk to you, then I'm never going to talk to you. So be open to talking to me as a woman, and as a woman, be open to talking to me. You know, if you're going through them issues, go ahead.
And you know what?
I
And
hear
real
you, Ed.
quick,
I'm sorry.
and real quick,
We
I want to say this real quick. So here's what I'm gonna say. We listen to y'all because if we got you in a space of a relationship, we already heard you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I mean. When we meet women, there is already going to be a wall of unsure. Guess what? So we got to listen to you to break that wall down, right? So we're already listening, right? So so my point in saying that all that is that I'm just saying, just to kind of stabilize, as a men, one of the biggest things that we feel, right, we it's two things that we feel that, hey, we want to hear the problem solution, right? Problem solution. Secondly, one of the biggest things we women have to also understand is that when we have certain concerns, and I know it's about y'all, I just want to hit we want to, it seems like a lot of times the things that we need aren't being listened. I don't want to go into that, but we feel as less respected as far as the things that we need as well, right? Because so for an example, we had two gentlemen just say, hey, problem solution, boom, we're done. And then it seemed like the women it's coming with, well, y'all need to do so and so. It was never acknowledged what we were saying just now. It wasn't acknowledged. You guys went straight to how y'all feel rather than acknowledging what we were saying.
Okay, so let me respond, Mark, because again, we're forgetting. Now, I did say I agreed with what Ed said, right? Everybody heard me say that, right? But I also pulled us back to our topic. She just needs. I'm not saying that you brothers aren't right in your statements and what you're saying. I get that. But what y'all have to understand is what we're saying. Y'all may have come up with, I heard it. I gave a resolution for it.
A solution,
We're
right?
done with. I gave a solution. So since I gave you a solution, now we're done with it. You know what that did for us, gentlemen? You know what that does for a woman? You didn't just solve anything. You didn't just help out. You didn't just make, because for one, we're not really looking for y'all to solve and give solutions. We're looking for y'all to listen.
In some cases, I can agree.
We need y'all to listen. And you just said it, Mark. You said two men gave a solution, right? But we just talked over it. So what that meant was, it's not that we don't respect what you said. What it is, what we need in that moment, we felt like it was totally missed.
But see, this topic has so many layers. Just to funnel it, I mean, it's very difficult to kind of have a conversation. It's funnel,
which is why I was trying to stay with the context.
I know, but it's kind of very difficult to stay in context because it involves two genders.
But we did a good job last week. We did a good job last week.
Let me tell you what it is.
Go ahead.
And you said men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Absolutely.
We're like this, men are like this. We go like this. We can't be exactly the same because then we're not going to fit. We're going to do this. We need to do this. And if we understand that we're going to do this or we should be doing this, the differences don't really, it's okay to be different. We just have to communicate.
Okay.
Right. Because we're probably feeling the same and just going about it differently. You know,
y'all just tell you what
can I just say this one thing? Men just don't know.
Just gotta find the common ground.
I'm sorry. I heard you. I got you, Don. Let me say this real quick. Sorry. You're right. The differences. We're not going to always agree. We're not going to fit exactly, right? But we want to all feel like we all want to come out, men and women, feeling like we have been heard and we are respected for our difference. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. When y'all kind of shortchange us, gentlemen, and when we feel what I say shortchanging, when I say shortchanging, I'm saying not that I'm trying to be difficult, not that I'm not listening to you, but right now it's my moment of I'm frustrated. I'm feeling a certain way. I'm not understanding a certain thing. And I just wanted to tell my man that. I just wanted to tell my man how I'm feeling in this moment without him coming back with, oh, I got the solution. Oh, just do this. Oh, don't worry about that. You done said that already. Oh, why you saying that again? Why you repeating yourself? Why didn't you tell him? It's hard. It does become
That's the issue. Y'all don't want to listen to us, even though we may be right or wrong. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all don't want to listen to us until you go and bump your head. Then you want to come back and say, "Well, baby, you was right." No, I don't want to hear that mess.
And let me tell you something.
If you just want to be heard, why didn't you say you just want to be heard?
Right.
If you're the greatest communicator,
yeah,
man,
that is. That's a lot.
Why didn't you say that at the beginning of your dissertation?
So let me ask you a question. Let's do a little role play, right? Let's do a little.
You didn't answer my question.
Right? See.
Why didn't you say that at the beginning of your dissertation? I just want to be heard, baby. I don't want no solution.
That's it. Give us
men are problem solvers. You know we are problem solvers.
Exactly.
That's why we are in this relationship. Because I solved some problems earlier that made me comfortable enough for you to come to problems with.
Right.
So now you don't want to solve the problem. You just want to tell me about the bad day at work. Say I had a bad day at work and this is what it was. Don't talk in circles, talk straight. That's what the man said earlier tonight.
That ain't how we communicate, though.
I get it. The men are for Mars and the women are for Venus.
So for y'all,
I have to understand how to listen to you.
So for y'all, we are talking in circles and we don't know how to communicate. That's how y'all relay that, right?
No, I didn't say that.
No, we didn't say that. What did you hear?
Did he not say? Okay, tell me what you said.
In this scenario, that applies.
In every scenario,
because sometimes y'all get straight to the point. If you got a flat on the side of the road, you get straight to the point. Right. You don't tell me that you went to Walmart and I stopped at Target and all of that. No. My car broke down. I'm right here, and you better hurry up.
In that moment, we need that help for that situation.
Hit the
switch. That moment, hold on, Mike. Listen, y'all. We have to understand. We keep saying there's a difference. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. However that goes. When we come together like this, who we lose? When we come together like this, it doesn't always matter. I'm sorry. Let me let Rose back in. She got booted out. When we already said that. We already realized that there are differences, right? Yeah. We know that. So everything you said, Mike, logically made sense to you as a man. And it does not mean that it doesn't make sense to us as women. What we're saying is we're going to relay it in a different way. And all we want from our man is to understand that we're going to relay it in a different way and not come with the just get to the point. When you tell me just get to the point, you have already shown me.
I don't think that's what he's saying, though.
Didn't you earlier just say get to the point?
No, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what. Okay, so
that's what I said.
And then I said,
Corey,
I said talking in circles.
Do that.
Corey, get to the point.
Corey, this is what this is. Okay, I'm gonna say it a different way.
Yes.
At what point do we determine we're going to be exactly by the word?
So this is the point. This is the point that we're determining. The fact that we are different. We have to respect that we both relay messages in a different way. Okay. Y'all's might be logically straight to the point. Ours may be, I need to get out what got me to this point. That is it.
Okay.
That is plainly it. And if we respect one another, if we respect those differences, then we won't come to the point of people feeling offended or not heard or all of those things, which we already know that the majority of the time that is the woman's narrative. I don't feel like I'm being heard. That's the woman's narrative.
Okay.
But if the men are on the other side of that, who are we not being heard by?
Okay, can I just say
no, you cannot. You cannot.
Go ahead, Corey.
Because we going this whole thing, and we ain't called nobody. See, I went straight to the point.
Go ahead, Corey. You sure did.
So let's get to it. First of all, Kevin said she just needs rose emoji, some good food, and his feet not to have nose hair. Okay. And Claudette said, but in the bedroom, you don't want us to get straight to the point.
I think y'all miss it.
And then Finley said that's how the fight started.
Dang.
So
okay, so check it. I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I'm just reading comments.
I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna say this.
Just reading comments.
You guys have a great point, right? But here's the thing. I think it puts us in a precarious situation on when to.
Always a butt.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So the only thing I'm saying is that I understand sometimes you guys want us to listen. We get that. We also understand what sometimes you may or may not need a problem solved. We get that. The only thing that we're saying is when to do that is the only thing that we have a difficult time figuring out when to do either or.
Way to take responsibility. Good job.
That's all I'm saying. That's all we pretty much saying. We saying it in circles.
Corey, that's a valid question. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Or when do you do nothing, right?
Oh,
just
because sometimes we hear this stuff. Sometimes we hear this stuff in our minds. Sometimes we be like, well, damn, should I give an answer? Should I shut up? Should I just?
You know what?
You know what I mean? We don't know when to do it.
But that's the perfect time to say,
learning.
Hey, you know what?
What
is doing the work, y'all?
What do you need from me?
Aren't that easy? You
guys
guys
it's
aren't
not
that
that easy. Hold up. But you thought it was easy for us to stop and say, baby, I just want to vent, or baby, I need you to do
Corey,
something. It's not easy.
You guys aren't that easy.
That he's trying to get some snap at the end of the night.
I think what
okay,
hold on, y'all. Hey, everybody, pause for a minute. Everybody, pause for a minute because we're not hearing each other. We need to pause for a minute. We're not hearing each other. Mike, go ahead.
Do you realize that at the end of the night, he's trying to be friendly?
He's trying to be friendly.
He's trying to be friendly with his young lady. So it's a lot of things he's gonna say or let go because of that. He's trying to get the prize at the end of the night. We don't want to fight. We just want peace.
Okay, but we want peace as well.
But the way then what's all the questions and what's all the and all around the corner if you want peace.
Because Mike, we're not y'all. We're not y'all.
That. When do the compromise kick in?
Well, I'm gonna elaborate on that. I'm gonna elaborate on that. Okay. And just to get to what Mike was saying, I'm gonna give you a little short scenario. If we all as adults were sitting on the porch at a barbecue, little Jimmy and Bree down there throwing the ball at each other, right? And Jimmy throw that ball hard as hell and hit Bree in the head with it. She started crying. What we gonna do? Gonna run down there. Oh, baby, stop crying. It's okay. You'll be all right. Okay, just cry. Get it out. Just go ahead and get it out. Let them emotions out. Okay, you dealt with it. Now reverse that and throw that damn ball and hit Jimmy in the head with it. What's gonna be said to him? Shut up. Stop crying. You tough. Deal with it. No. Listen to my point. Listen to my point. Naturally, from the ancestors, men are taught to be conquerors and to deal with issues at hand and make it work and work it out.
Okay, so let me answer your question so we can move from that point. A boy and a girl have feelings and emotions, period. It is not fair for
I didn't
a
say they didn't have
child.
feelings.
No. It is not fair for a boy to get hit with a ball, and the reaction is, man up, don't cry, stop. And a girl to get hit with a ball, and it's, oh, you okay, okay.
That's
Let's just
life.
let it
That's
out.
reality. That's the way it really was. That's the way it
That's
is.
my question, though. It may be reality for some, but is it right? That's what we're trying to come down to, y'all. We're coming down to the point of right. I hear
But a growing pains, right? Those are growing pains.
But the first question I would ask would be what happened? Regardless of who is crying, what happened? Let's get to the bottom of it.
We don't teach our young men. We don't teach our young men. We don't teach my kids and my son will tell you all day long I'm hard as hell on because I'm not raising no punks. I'm not raising no punk. I'm not raising no punk daughters. I'm hard on my daughters, and they'll tell you that.
So
because what I teach you as a man, coming from me, for my 3 daughters, that's the way that nigga need to be out there in the street treating you. And if he don't treat you like I treat you, you don't need to be with him.
So I don't wait a minute.
If he can't change the tire in your car that he riding in, you don't need to have him in there.
Let me reel this back in. Let me reel it. Hold on for a second, Corey, please.
Go ahead.
Because he done went to a whole nother area.
Let me reel this back in. That's not where we are tonight. I get your point. I get your point. I think we all get the point. And the answer to that is whether it's done or not, and society looks at it, there's a right and there's a wrong. Hurt is hurt. If you get hit with a ball in your face, you're going to cry because it hurts. Whether you're a male or whether you're a female. It is wrong to ignore the hurt. Period. So here we go.
That's good.
What she needs. What she needs. Because we can do a part 2 on Let That Man Look. Because Let That Man Look came down to what he needs. That's what it came down to, what he needs.
I think we all need a hug.
It's
we're
not
tonight.
like we hear what he needs
A
as well.
hug.
Right, I was about to say
It's the yin and the yang, right? It is not. It can't be the yin and the yin or the yang and the yang. That's
right.
Hey, can I ask y'all ladies something? Let me ask y'all something, right? Okay, what she needs. Okay, boom, that's the topic. Okay, tell us to decipher. I'm gonna ask y'all one question, right? And I already know what one of the answers. I'm gonna take this off the table. Well, you got to know your mate when to know when to do it. Take that off the table. Tell us how. I don't agree with that. Tell us how to decipher when you need us to listen and when you need us to respond and solve the problem. How can men tell what you need? What does it look like, and how do we approach it? Because we have a hard time understanding that.
So the first thing.
Go ahead, Rose.
So the first thing is you should always be listening. In the same way that when you speak, we should be listening. Okay. So the basis is let's just listen. Let me just hear what she got to say. Let her get it out, however she got to get it out, whatever she needs for that moment. And then for me, if I need something from you, I'm going to make that plain. Because I'm going to say, I need you to not talk to me like that. Or I need you to hold me when I'm crying. Or I need you to maybe wash the dishes when you see I'm coming home at 7:30 and I'm tired. And you've been sitting here all day. I need you to do this. But then there are going to be times where I'm going to come home and I'm going to be frustrated because Miss Belinda at work then got on my nerves. I don't need you to solve the problem. I just need you to be like, you know what, baby, you want me to go beat her up? You know what I'm saying?
Why do you bring that to your plate to
He asked the question.
Okay.
You gotta let the question be answered.
So Rose, let me ask you a question. In that scenario, right there, what you just gave, right? Okay. In some cases with some women, not Rose, but in some women may want, right, a response. Some women just want to listen. The issue that we're saying as men is that we don't know when to. If we don't say nothing in some cases, what happens is we're not listening, so and so. But if we do say something, well, I just need you to listen. So we're just saying, how can we? What are those indicators?
That comes down to you not knowing your woman.
Bam.
Okay.
There is.
That's what that is.
That's
You
a
don't
cop.
know.
You know
No.
what, Rose?
Hold
That's
on.
a cop
Hold
out,
on
Rose.
now.
I'm sorry.
If you know,
what she needs you to listen and read the room. You know your wife. I was just getting ready to say that.
God.
Y'all, this comes in. Hold on a minute. This comes in with the work. Remember I said earlier, if your spouse asks you for something and you don't know how to do it, you learn, right? This means learning your mate. Learning your mate and not going with the assumption that y'all just difficult. See how the question went? And everybody said the same thing. Y'all put one statement on everybody. I don't know if y'all realize, gentlemen, that y'all did that. Y'all put one statement.
We did.
Hold on. Oh, y'all realize that? So
we do that for the majority rules. The majority rules, right? When we live life, we have to treat life in the sense of the majority. We're just saying in those cases.
Tell your woman she the majority.
Okay.
Tell your woman she the majority.
Well, it's unfortunately the majority of the women. Most women need security. Can you agree or not? Right?
Of course.
Okay, yes. So that's almost most, right? Or not, if not all. So what I'm saying, certain things do fit in that category that blankets it all. So here's my point. Here's my point. My only point in saying is that using what Rose said earlier, you said know your spouse. Let's be honest. We all evolve in relationships and out of relationships. We see life differently. You're not the same person that we date or we married year 1, 3, 5. So guess what? It's constantly learning. So
that's right.
Constantly learning, we're going to be missing. Hold on. As we constantly learning, sometimes we're going to miss those things where to respond, when not to respond.
What's your best teacher? What's your best teacher?
Experience is
what? Mistakes. Your best teacher is your last mistake or your last misinterpretation or your last whatever you want to label it as. Whatever you want to label it, that's your best teacher. Oh, I missed that one. I'll make sure to pick back up. And that goes both ways. I'm not just saying for women. Women is a topic right now, but it goes both ways. Okay? Yeah. I need to know you. Yeah. I need to understand you. I need to know that as you learn and you learn different things or you see different things, that you are going to evolve into a different way of thinking, into a different way of doing. And I have to adapt to that. That's what relationships are. No relationship is the same today as it will be tomorrow or the day before. It's never going to be the same because you're learning, evolving, and doing constantly.
It's a daily walk, y'all. You're right, Rose. It's a daily walk, y'all. And this is the thing. If you're in this relationship with someone, if you're in the relationship with that person, your goal is supposed to be them, not you. If we looked at it that way, if Ed and I were together and my constant affections and attention was for Ed, guess what's going to happen? If Ed is in it for the right reason and he is right, it's going to be reciprocated and we're going to constantly be like, boom.
You're going to be tripping over each other.
Even when we get it wrong, Ed is going to say, damn, Donna went off today. And Donna's going to say, dang, I didn't have to talk to him like that. Hey, Ed. Hey, Donna. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to get right back on that track that we got off of. We're not going to expect every day to be the same. And we're not going to expect, if Ed is frustrated because say he went to work and this young person came in and they got a promotion over him and he been there 20 years and he been working hard. And Ed comes home and this man is blasted frustrated. And my response to him is, well, get another job. Oh, well, I mean, what did he do that you didn't do? He gonna lose it. If I'm paying attention to my man, I'm going to know that he is in a frustrated moment and rightfully so. And either I'm going to know how to give him space.
For him to really sit down and talk to you about that, he done been through some things.
Mr.
We kind of
Sandman.
deal with things in our cave. We kind of deal with that type of thing in our little cave.
But Mike,
I'm
guess
gonna
what
tell
though?
you. I'm gonna tell
Mike,
you
guess
something.
what
I'm gonna
though?
tell you something that I
What
had
I'm
to
saying
learn.
is,
as a
Ed shouldn't have
value,
to
as
say
that's a
if I'm
valuable
if
piece. That's a
Ed. I
valuable
mean, I'm
piece. I
sorry,
gave you a
Mike, but
gem,
what I'm
sis.
saying is, as Rose said, if I'm constantly working to learn my man's needs, I'm going to understand that. I'm going to know there are
Well,
moments.
Donna, let me say this. And just pause for a hot second.
Yeah.
Let me say this. And this is something that I had to learn. And I've been married twice, and I've divorced both of my wives. This is something I had to learn. My house is my peaceful place. Our house is our peaceful place. Don't bring that outside shit in the house. Don't bring them dirty ass job. Leave that shit out there. When you come home, you digress. I'm your safe place and you my safe place. Leave that shit outside because we don't need it here. And I say that to say, I had to learn when you bring those outside spirits into your home and those frustrations, it's going to cause issues in your relationship because I got to hear this bullshit about your job. You got to hear this bullshit about my job. No, leave that shit at work. Deal with it at work. You deal with the house. And that's just how I feel about it.
You said a key word. You said you had to learn. That's it.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Everything you said was surrounded by you doing what?
Learning.
You know what? You know what I wish? I wish y'all could switch roles with us for about 24 to 48 hours. That just learned shit to go out the goddamn window. I'm gonna be honest with you. That shit to go out the window. Because and this all due respect. We try to find the only thing we ask in the case of what y'all need, give us some grace. That's all we asking, some grace. Listen, you can have, I don't know if I said Corey, you can have, and we will listen because again, in order for us to get to where we are in this relationship, we had to listen anyway. So we check mark on the listening because we already heard how to get to your heart, right? But we're just saying in the cases where we miss the mark, just give us grace. And sometimes you may have to reteach us on certain things. You're gonna have to because
that's learning.
Right.
That's learning.
But what I'm saying is, don't teach us after you cuss our ass out. We're not saying that. Teach us on the front end so then we can readjust and relearn so that when we know when to respond or when to shut the hell up.
Mark, I believe that we all totally agree with that. Yeah. Just because your response was cursing him out, sis, don't make you right. We agree with that. I believe we are all.
You just say, okay, baby, you're right. And go on about you do your thing, baby, you're right. I deserve to get cursed out. See, as a man, you got to have tough skin dealing with women. Point blank. You got to have tough skin. And that's nothing against the women. That's not. No, hold on. That's nothing against the women. And I say that to say women are the vessels of life. And they go through way much more than us men do. Right. We just got them go to work, come home, drink a beer, listen to whatever you got to say, and go to bed, take a shower. But women, some of us know all the shit y'all go through on a daily basis, and we understand that. So sometimes, just listening, as long as you ain't cursing me out or touching me or beat me up and all that old shit, I'm going to be like, okay, baby, you're right. What you need me to do?
I'm sorry, but does it have to be the way y'all fashion it?
What you mean?
Does it have to be wrapped up and delivered the way you want to receive?
You got to listen to what y'all saying. What you just said. We
listen to y'all when y'all don't think we listening to y'all. We just let shit go out here.
Look.
We hear shit that we want to hear and dissect and let it go.
Y'all just said y'all were listening, but yet the complaint is
who's complaining? Hold on, talk about who's complaining?
What's the complaint? I missed complaint.
Yeah, we missed the complaint part. Who's complaining?
Oh, Mark, you made the complaint.
No, what was okay, hold on, watch this. What did I complain about?
Just the fact that we go in circles.
No, that's not a complaint. That's an observation. Okay, it's a difference between complaining and observation, right? We can say that we do listen, we understand the emotions, we understand the weight, we understand everything that comes along with you ladies. Believe me when we tell you that, right? But we also have the right to say that's what it is, right? And again, it goes back to what I just say. Sometimes as men, some of the things we say, especially on a public platform, it seems, and this is just another example, that it's not taken in well or maybe not correlated as us being real people sometimes. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. For just for a moment, that's a valid point. We're just saying, teach us along the way and give us grace. If we don't know when to respond, we know when to respond. Just give us grace. That's all we ask.
Go ahead, Corey.
Right. You want grace, right?
So here she go. Say the grace. Go ahead and say grace. Right here.
Okay. So here we go. Since you want grace, give us some grace. We're talking about what we need. We ain't talking about you right now.
We can give you what us need. Just give us grace. That's something.
Skip it.
Wait.
I need honesty. I want to know what you want, what you don't want. I need consistency. You asking what I need? No, you weren't, because you were talking about yourself.
No, I hear you, baby. I hear. What else you need, babe?
I want consistency.
Okay. What you need?
I want. Quit playing with me.
See, let's go. What you need?
I want consistent in all things. All things. And I want you to listen. And if you don't know what to say when I'm done, just say that, babe. You know, I don't know what to say.
I do know what to say.
Or, dear heart, baby.
I don't know what to say. What's for dinner?
Baby, you want me to be Superman? Or do you want me to just listen?
The common denominator is listening.
Right.
Because if we're listening, we're going to hear more than we will talking and responding and waiting to be like, okay, she almost finished. We're like, bam! We like, wait a minute, what just happened? And y'all like, it's over with. We done, right? And she's sitting there like, I feel worse than I did coming into this thing. I feel worse than I did. Every individual relationship is different.
They got people for that, you know.
What's people for what?
I mean, if you having them kind of issues, they got people for that, you know.
People for what?
That'll listen to them kind of issues all day long.
It should.
The thoughts and views of Edward does not represent
Both of you go. Both of you go.
Counseling, you perfect, Ed, because that's what I do on them points. Counseling, that's a very good point. I'm gonna tell y'all why. If you have a mate that is always losing it for some reason or another, and you are confused about what the problem is, guess what? There is nothing you can do to help them. The only thing you can do to help them is say, you know what? Counseling. Let's get you somebody to talk to. If they go off there and I ain't crazy, I would never tell anybody to stay in a relationship where they are being mentally abused. That is mental abuse. If you are not even trying to help yourself, and I am extending an olive branch to help because I love you and I want you to be, and I'm tired of hearing this stuff because I can't do anything with it, and I realize it's beyond me. Baby, let's go talk to somebody. I don't want to talk to nobody. Ain't nothing wrong with me. You can't tell me da. Okay. So when you see me leaving, you can't be upset because I've done my part. So let's just say that. Let's do our part. We get that being different as male and females can be frustrated. Mark, the same way that you roll your eyes, the same, not you, I'm talking about men, that y'all frustrated in conversations, is the same way we're doing it, and we're frustrated in conversations. The difference is with the couples that stay together and make it work. And I'm sure all of us on here can understand what that looks like because we've either been divorced or a relationship has ended in some form or fashion. The difference in those relationships are the people that take the hard knocks and still do the work every single day. to make it right. And that's the point. We're not here to say men be different, women be different. We're here to say in relationships, it can be hard. Doesn't have to be, but it can be. And when it is hard, we got to work together to make this thing better and easier on all of us. 9 times out of 10, if we want you to solve a problem, we ask straight out. Everybody communicates different. I get what you're saying, Claudette. And I'm a stretch out and say what she's saying is, if I'm fussing and complaining to you, Mark, about something that happened during my day, unless I say, babe, what you think I should do? That's your cue to just listen. That's your cue to be like,
okay, but that's not always been. Here's the thing. I'm just be honest. That sounds great, y'all. You know, it sounds wonderful. No, listen. That sounds wonderful, but that doesn't happen in a lot of cases. I understand you guys may do it, but hear me out. It doesn't happen more often as you think. Is what
are we here for, though? Are we gonna keep expressing the problem, or are we giving a solution?
No. I'm giving you listen.
You're giving us insight on what you experienced.
Insight on the experiences of a lot of men that say that. I hear what you're saying, and yes, there are cases when do that, but a lot of times, and let's be honest, when you offloading like that, you're not. We're something. Okay, I'm possessed. I'm gonna say y'all this. We listen. We filter things out. We pick the things out that are important. We may not listen to the whole line. We're gonna hear things that are important, but it catches us up when to say when. And our only thing is there's no grace behind it. It's a learning curve. Just understand we want to hear you. We want to give you
my
everything.
Experience.
No. What I'm saying, it's not my experience because I talked to several. Do you not understand how many people I've talked to for the last 3 years of my life, and the men say the same thing?
Do you understand? And I can say the same.
And then I got 2 other men. Hold on. Then I got 2 other men that's saying the same thing, and it's a common practice. So what I'm saying in representation of the black men of the internet,
I ain't even gonna let you do that on here. You can represent.
We're gonna say this. We're just saying that we're not given the grace, and we don't know when to either shut the hell up or to respond. That's all I'm saying.
And what I said,
and believe it or not, we wanna hear y'all out.
The solution I provided to you earlier was, babe, you want me to be Superman, or you just want to vent? I provided that like 30 minutes ago.
There you go. She did say that. She gave us a memo. All of that. And
when you
say again, Mark. Mike.
Because she put out a memo. She going to do an email blast. How she going to do an Instagram?
She going to tell you.
Because the masses don't hear that. And they only hear it periodically.
You know what that says,
when they need you to. You know what I mean? But that was powerful, sis. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
When you
that says, y'all.
That says, folk.
1 hour and 57 minutes.
That says that a lot of us.
Okay, got it.
That says what that says. That says that a lot of us need to go back to the drawing board. We need work. We need work.
There was no instructions given.
When you're dealing with a woman who knows what she needs and what she wants, you won't have that issue. At least that's my opinion. And there are women who know what they want and what they need, but they're reciprocating it to somebody who doesn't want to understand or can't understand or even know how to wrap their mind around that.
Yep.
In some cases, you're right.
Yep. Yeah. So
you're listening.
In some cases, you're right.
That's right. In some cases, you're right. Our whole goal here, and Mark, I know your platform, and Dawn, and whether you have a platform or not, being here, whether you're a spectator and you're listening and you watch these type of podcasts and things like that, the whole goal is to get better at what we've messed up. We all know how to do it wrong. All know how to do it wrong. We all know how to mess it up. We all know how to do it wrong. The whole goal is to have these healthy banters, these healthy conversations, these healthy ones. Thank you, Ed. So appreciate you. Thank you. I feel
It's
you. We
past
about
my
to shut it down.
bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are. We about to shut it down. We have definitely gone longer than
All
normal.
right.
And I
Y'all be
appreciate y'all.
good.
Thank
Hey,
you,
real
Ed.
quick.
2 hours in.
Real quick. After
What's up?
about an hour and 53 minutes of
I'm
conversation.
at 59.
Right, at 59, we
Let me-
finally
I'm
got
gonna
a
mute
little bit of
Mark.
insight from Corey B on giving us instructions on when to and when not to say nothing. Thank you, Corey B. But we finally got out after about an hour.
Yeah,
Which
Ed,
leads me to say,
Eddie, Mike, and Don. Corey is
Free man.
Corey
We had
is.
a tag team. I had to
I
go
almost
do
want to say Corey is the team mascot. They always give her a hard time. They
Oh.
always give Corey a hard time.
hey, that goes
They
back to
always
that
give
detail
Corey a hard
woman
time.
stuff. Y'all could have said that an hour and 2 minutes ago.
It wouldn't have made for an
It was so
interesting
in your feelings.
podcast.
Wait a minute.
We
Hold
had to
on.
go down the path
Hold on.
and bring
Oh,
you
wait a
back.
minute, ladies.
Okay, we took
Wait a minute, ladies. Hold on a
journey.
minute. Ladies, hold on a minute.
That's what we do.
I could have watched Fun.
Thank
you.
God.
It was that easy an hour ago.
You said that a long time ago. We'd have been talking about something else by now.
I said it, y'all didn't hear
We
me.
would have stayed on topic.
Corey, you said that an hour in about 50
We
minutes
got
into
Trump
the
out of
whole damn
office.
A little bit
thing.
less than that, a little bit more than that, but I said it a long time ago.
Yo, I really, really appreciate this. Although it seemed like we may have butted heads a few times, I
That's all
really,
right.
I really believe. Although we veered a little bit and the men still snuck into our thing, I think we
Well, y'all tell each other what y'all want then.
no, we're not starting over, Mark. Hush. Nothing else.
How about that?
That works.
Well, happy Valentine's to
I
all
love
that
you.
deserve a happy Valentine's.
Yes.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy
y'all.
Valentine's to all of y'all.
Yeah, happy Valentine's. And
Y'all
if they-
take care of y'all love, whether male or female. This ain't just a woman's thing.
Yeah, put
Yeah.
a rub on
That's
tomorrow.
what
Put a
y'all
rub
do.
on tomorrow.
That's what y'all celebrate. Take care of y'all men, ladies. Get some nice beard balm and
Yeah.
shampoo them up and
And make sure if she can use latex or lambskin. Make sure you get the right kind of.
That's right. Don't have no issues afterwards. Look,
the irritation is motherfucker.
Mark, know that woman.
Yeah,
know
know
that
that
woman.
woman.
That's Sunday. That's Sundays. They got to worry about the latex and rubber.
Yeah,
side piece.
Huh.
That ain't.
That's true.
Side piece day.
Oh yeah, that was for the dude who had several stops tomorrow. You know what I mean?
That's that side piece day. You know what I mean?
Ew.
Oh,
see you
man.
tomorrow.
Please make sure your pH stay on balance. That's all I'm saying.
What?
Make sure your pH stay on balance.
A text ain't gonna do it tomorrow. He gonna have to show up tomorrow.
Make sure y'all pH stay on balance. We're gonna end with that. Make sure y'all pH stay on balance.
All right.
I love y'all. Y'all have a great night.
Love
Thank
you.
you for
All right,
joining.
sis.
We will do this again.
Nah, Rose, don't hang up.
Yes.
We're gonna take it to the back for a second.
Platform, y'all do me a favor. Y'all stay put. Platform, y'all stay put.
Okay,
Let's get
okay.
back to the audience. Good night.